Hey everyone, let's jump right in. Welcome to another explainer where we take complex tech specs and boil them down into clear, actionable insights. Today, we're taking a really close look at a truly fascinating device, the Vivo S50. Now, I know the tech world is absolutely flooded with smartphones claiming they have the best cameras or the fastest chips. But what's genuinely intriguing about the S50 is how aggressively it's positioning itself, not just as another phone, but as what they're actually calling a live photo artifact. It's built literally from the ground up for a generation that lives, breathes, and connects through dynamic, high-quality social media content. So here's a thought I want you to keep in the back of your mind as we go through this explainer. What makes a smartphone the ultimate artifact for capturing life? I mean, we are way past the days of static, blurry photos, right? Today's creators want motion, they want real cinematic depth, and they want it ready to share instantly. The S50 claims to be the exact answer to that demand. To see if it lives up to the hype, here is our roadmap. Number 1, the live photo artifact. 2, striking design and display. 3, flagship power and battery. And finally, number 4, seamless ecosystem and AI. All right, kicking things off with section 1, the live photo artifact, mastering the moment. 50 million. Yeah, that is the massive megapixel count on the S50's dedicated Sony IMX882 telephoto sensor. And we aren't just talking about a high-resolution main camera here. Vivo has somehow packed a massive 1.95-inch flagship-level sensor specifically into the periscope telephoto lens. Why does that matter to you? Well, usually when you zoom in to capture a moment, your photo falls apart. It gets grainy and loses quality. But by slapping a huge 50-megapixel sensor on the telephoto lens, the S50 makes sure your zoomed-in shots retain absolutely incredible clarity and detail. Just look at the stark difference here between a standard 1x wide angle and a 3x telephoto shot. A 1x shot is awesome for landscapes for sure, but when you're taking a portrait or a live photo of your friend on a busy street, 1x captures all that cluttered background noise. It just lacks focus. The S50's 3x optical zoom, on the other hand, physically isolates your subject. It naturally compresses the background, strips away the distracting elements, and gives you what the source material perfectly calls a cinematic protagonist feel. You literally become the star of the shot. Of course, hardware is only half the battle, right? The real magic is how the software uses that lens, and the S50 brings some major live photo software upgrades to the table. First off, it uses AI to upsample live photo frames all the way to 4K resolution. You can even take a 4K video, grab a 3.9-second golden segment, and seamlessly convert it into a high-res live photo. And this is huge for creators. It supports lossless uploading of those 4K live photos directly to platforms like Xiaohongshu. Throw in some gorgeous built-in filters like Film and Holiday, an AI eraser to wipe out that one annoying photo bummer in the background, and a 3-mic setup for stereo audio that actively kills background noise. You basically have a full creator studio sitting in your pocket.
Moving right along to section 2, striking design and display, where form meets function.
Now, these numbers are a serious engineering flex. Across all 4 stunning colorways, including Confession, which uses this dreamy silk satin lithography process, plus purple, blue, and deep space black, the phone is incredibly thin and light. We are talking a maximum thickness of barely 7.59 millimeters and a weight comfortably under 200 grams. To pack a massive periscope telephoto lens into a body this impossibly thin, they actually had to engineer an ultra-thin triple prism reflection light path. It's a really beautiful marriage of an aviation aluminum floating lens module with a sleek flat screen design that just feels phenomenal in your hand. But hey, you spend most of your time looking at the front of the phone anyway, right? The S50 features a gorgeous 6.59-inch 120Hz display. But the real standout feature is what happens when you turn the lights out. It features a 1-nit ultra-low brightness setting. Combined with industry-leading 4320Hz PWM dimming and hardware-level low blue light certification, this means if you are reading or scrolling in bed in pitch darkness, the screen can drop down to just a single unit of brightness. It completely eliminates that blinding midnight flashbang effect and massively reduces eye strain. And despite looking so sleek and delicate, this thing is built like an absolute tank. The S50 boasts dual IP69 and IP68 dust and water resistance. Now, IP68 means it can survive being fully submerged in water, but IP69 is the real kicker here. It means it can literally withstand high-pressure, high-temperature water jets. So whether you get caught out in a torrential downpour or accidentally spill your scorching morning coffee all over it, the delicate internal tech is completely safe. All right, section 3, flagship power and battery. Endurance meets speed. Just look at the massive generational leap we're dealing with here. The S50 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8S Gen 3, which is built on a super efficient 4-nanometer process. Compared to the previous S30, the performance gains are staggering. We're looking at a 57% boost in CPU power, a 109% increase in graphical processing for gaming, and a frankly massive 137% leap in neural processing, which is exactly what powers all those heavy AI camera features we talked about earlier. Oh, and it easily pushes MOBA games to a rock-solid 120 frames per second. But raw power isn't everything. Day-to-day friction is what really gets you. The S50 upgrades to a 3D ultrasonic fingerprint 2.0 sensor. Why should you care about that? Well, traditional optical sensors completely fail if your hands are sweaty from the gym or wet from washing the dishes. This ultrasonic sensor unlocks the phone in just 0.1 seconds, totally bypassing any water or grease on your fingertips. It is a huge quality of life upgrade. Okay, get ready for this one. Remember a minute ago when we talked about how thin and light this phone is? Less than 7.6 millimeters thick? Well, they somehow managed to fit a 6,500 milliamp hour battery inside it. That is a truly gargantuan capacity for a phone this thin. It gives you enough endurance to basically scroll through short videos nonstop for almost 19 hours. That's crazy. So the obvious question is, how exactly did they bend the laws of physics to fit that in? The answer is cutting-edge battery science. Step 1, they utilized a third-generation silicon negative electrode. Step 2, they implemented semi-solid state technology. This drastically bumps up the energy density, which basically means way more power stuffed into a much smaller physical space. And step 3, because it's semi-solid state, it's incredibly tough against extreme cold. Even at minus 20 degrees Celsius, this battery maintains a stable discharge. Combine all that with 90W fast charging, and you can officially stop hunting for wall outlets everywhere you go. And finally, Section 4, Seamless Ecosystem and AI. The plot twist. So here is the plot twist I promised. The Vivo S50 runs on Origin OS 6, which is an Android-based system. Historically, if you owned a Mac, an iPad, or an Apple Watch, you essentially had to buy an iPhone if you wanted them to actually work together smoothly. Well, the S50 completely tears down those walled gardens. Through Vivo's deep ecosystem integration, you can losslessly transfer files directly to your Mac. You can mirror your screen to your iPad. You can literally have calls and texts from your iPhone forward right to your S50. It even syncs up with your Apple Watch and supports battery status and Find My features for your AirPods. I mean, it is incredibly rare to see an Android device play this nicely with the Apple ecosystem, finally giving users some actual freedom of choice. Plus, the connectivity tech goes way beyond just Wi-Fi and 5G. For the outdoor creators out there, the S50 features kilometer-level off-grid communication. Using some highly advanced Bluetooth protocols, if you're out hiking in the mountains with zero cellular signal, you can still send text messages, voice memos, and even SOS broadcasts to other compatible devices over a full kilometer away. It's a genuine survival and utility feature built right in. To wrap up the software, Origin OS 6 brings a rapid-fire suite of AI tools designed specifically to make you more productive. You get Circle to Search 2.0 to instantly look up info on anything on your screen. The AI document scanner magically erases shadows and those weird screen moire patterns from photos of documents. There's real-time AI voice-to-text that literally generates meeting notes on the fly, and a cool feature called Small V Memory 2.0 that takes your saved links and texts and automatically builds structured summaries for you. All of this software is backed by Vivo's Blue River Fluent engine that dynamically manages memory, guaranteeing the phone remains smooth and snappy for 5 full years. Which brings us to our final thought for today. We've seen the 50-megapixel telephoto live photo capabilities, the impossibly thin 6,500 milliamp hour battery design, the flagship Snapdragon power, and that awesome barrier-breaking Apple ecosystem integration. So I'll leave you to ponder this. When you balance these extreme hardware specs with this level of sleek, thoughtful software design, is the Vivo S50 the ultimate daily driver for the modern creator? It certainly makes a very compelling case that the answer might just be yes. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll see you on the next one.